Ready to play with some Sumi ink? I love this medium. I'm using a very small liner brush, rigger liner brush, zero. So very, very tiny. You can kind of see how tiny it is. Totally worth it. I get them, I think they're like $4 or $5, maybe six at your local crafts art supply store. And so I don't like to use water very much. I will sometimes wet my brush with water just so I don't get any pigment in my ink. But once I've been using this brush for most of the morning, so it is inked up and ready to go. But you can just dip your brush into the Sumi ink and be just fine. So this was the first one I did. I'm going to share with you how I did it. Again, I traced this from the line drawing that I provided with you, and I did change it up a little bit, not too much, but and then I angled it so it's more like this. So I had it, yeah, I actually just cropped it a little bit and made it just like that. So anyways, a little bit different, but you can always crop line drawings or make it your own, and that's what I chose to do. Okay, so I'm going to use my reference photo, which is right here, to kind of guide me, and I know I had it more at an angle like this. Actually, it's probably more like that. So now I can start inking up. I want to be able to, so when I put it in the jar, then I like to just kind of wipe it off about 2 or 3 times. I always like to start in the middle, as you guys are well aware. And these lines are really long. There's some short ones right here and some short ones right here. And I'm kind of, my thought is to go, to curve with the flower, with that bulb. So I want it to curve inward. Okay, now I can start with my leaf, and I want to be able to have lots of ink on my brush, so I'll be inking my brush a bit. And then I'll start here probably, and just add, I don't want to be very mechanical. I want it to look very organic. So my hope is that I can do that with these lines. And sometimes I think with lines, less is more. Yeah, I like that. I'll just bring that line almost to the tip. And I'm going to move my paper out so I can paint a little bit easier. And this is going to be, I love painting with Sumi ink. It reminds me of the Japanese culture and just the beauty that comes from their art. There, I like that. And again, use your imagination. This is actually going to bleed off the paper, which is fine by me. And this, I'm not too worried about my pencil lines showing quite yet, because I can always erase my pencil lines. But I like having my pencil lines there as a guide. I love using this as a brush. Use it as a brush, that's what it's meant for. A pen, you can't get that looseness, which is part of the reason why people love to use pen and ink. But I think a Sumi brush just really adds to the dramatic of the flower. I'm going to add that dark right there. It needed something. I had a thick line over here and over here. It needed a thick line right there. And I can't because I'm the artist. Now that is maybe not the smoothest line, but that's okay. I can smooth it out. There's my clematis. I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to add my leaf. And it's going to look a little busy than normal, and that's okay. It's going to look busy until we get the color on. I think once we get the color on, it's not going to look so busy. We'll see. And this leaf kind of like goes in and out, and I'm running out of ink. I got one more leaf to do. I like that. Now I'm going to let that dry and then erase the pencil lines, and then we'll come back and add some brusho to it, and we're going to do lots of purple, and I think we're going to do yellow up here to really pop the purple, and then we're going to do greens down here. So I think it's going to be a really fun piece when we're all done with it. So get your brushes out and let's get started with that.